There's not one day that I can remember of my 22 years of marriage that the television was not on all day long. And that's okay. That's just how it was. But it wasn't until I was 42 years old, a couple of years ago, that I realized I hate having the TV on. And as silly and as strange as that sounds, it made me ask myself, what else don't I know about myself? So getting to know myself these past couple of years after divorce has been the most scary, surreal, yet absolutely wonderful time in my life. So I wonder how many of you are living an authentic life right now as your authentic self, or like I once was, living as someone that you really aren't and you don't even know it. Living an authentic life is what leads to everyday peace and ultimate joy. So today I will be talking about the following 3 concepts regarding living an authentic life. First, I'll be telling you what it means to be authentic. Next, I'll be telling you about the cornerstone to living authentically, which is self-awareness. And then I'll be telling you, I'll explain how to go about living authentically. So by learning and living these principles, these concepts, I finally feel like my true self, or I'm getting to be my true self. And at 44 years old, it kind of feels like a rebirth. So what does it mean to be authentic? A letter of authenticity confirms that a certain object or work of art is not a counterfeit. The act of authenticating is a process of determining that something is indeed genuine. Experts receive training to authenticate precious objects, memorabilia, and documents. Yet, we have no such method of determining the authentic nature of people. And Webster's dictionary defines authentic as a quality of being genuine and worthy of belief. Is that not what we should strive for? Being genuine and worthy of belief. Research professor Brene Brown defines authenticity as the daily practice of letting go of who we think we are supposed to be and embracing who we are. The cornerstone to living authentically is self-awareness. Psychologist Daniel Goleman defines self-awareness as knowing one's internal states, preferences, resources, and intuitions. According to Daniel Goleman, self-awareness is the key cornerstone to emotional intelligence. Self-aware people tend to act consciously rather than react passively, to be in good psychological health, and to have a positive outlook in life in general. They also have a greater depth of life experience, and they are more likely to be more compassionate with themselves and also with others. So how do we go about living an authentic life? The first way what we can do is to redefine our values. They could be different than what you grew up with or what you're used to now. I know that I was raised in a specific religion that had specific beliefs and their own culture, and that's just how I was raised. And it wasn't until later that I realized that just because I was raised one way doesn't mean that that is what is right for me, for my soul, for aligning myself, my personality with my soul. And that's okay. That's okay. So the second thing we can do is what I believe, personally, the most important is foster an open mind. Challenge yourself to look at all sides of every situation. Just be open. Closed-mindedness keeps you trapped in judgment, and limitation, which then shuts down vulnerability and authenticity. And then finally, trust your intuition. Pay attention to those hunches, to physical sensations, and impressions, whether they be negative or positive feelings. So in conclusion, I'll remind you of the main points of my presentation. Authenticity means living genuinely and worthy of belief. Self-awareness is the cornerstone to living authentically. And keep your mind open and redefine your values in order to live your best authentic life. Remember, living authentically is what leads to everyday peace and ultimate joy. So finding out how much I hate having the TV on, as silly and strange as that might seem, it was a huge light bulb moment for me to discover what it is about me that I don't know. And maybe there's stuff about me that I thought I did know and I was wrong about. So keeping that open has been life-changing for me. I'm just always learning, always searching, and always growing. After all, I believe that Carl Gustav Jung, who was a well-known psychiatrist, said it best. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are.